You're watching Back Pages tonight, bringing you a first look at the back pages of tomorrow's newspapers in the company of Athletics' David Ornstein and Charlie Wyett, who is football editor of The Sun. David, you've spent your Monday profitably, as always, producing a fascinating column. Let's take a quick look at it and focus in particular on what you've learned about the Harry Kane situation at Tottenham. We had a lot of conversation about it on Sky Sports News in the last 10 days or so. Gary Neville and one or two others saying, Danny Rose also last week saying he has to go to Manchester United, certainly if he's going to move within this country. What have you discovered?
Yeah, there was actually a really good story. I think it was by Neil Moxley in the Sunday Mirror, talking about Manchester United and Erik ten Hag's admiration for Harry Kane, that he's their top target for the summer. However, from conversations I've had, it's been made very clear to me that Tottenham are fully focused on renewing Kane's contract, or attempting to. They are determined that they will get that new deal signed. I don't think a formal offer has been put to him yet. It's going to be a conversation, and I think early dialogue has begun. I don't think that's particularly unusual, given representatives and clubs speak all the time, and nothing is advanced yet. But even if it means going into his final year, they will continue to try and tie him down for longer. I sense it would take something astronomical, even with a year to go, to prize him away from Tottenham and Daniel Levy, because they know the value of Harry Kane to them versus any replacement pretty much who they can get in world football. So look, we'll see. Harry Kane will have a view on it, although he doesn't have the full power until 2024 if he leaves as a free agent. But so Tottenham will have a dilemma. Do we cash in, or do we let him go down to the final year? I think they're going to do everything in their power to keep him out of the clutches of any suitor's hands.
Charlie, Harry Kane himself will know all of that and more. What do you think he wants to do?
Well, I mean, as he said over the last few months, he was going to make this decision at the end of the season. I know it's a bit of a cop-out, but I think it's true. I mean, it's not particularly settled at Spurs at the moment, is it? I think that's obvious. It looks as though they're going to be looking for yet another new manager. I think the way things are at the moment, I think even some of his greatest fans at Tottenham would understand if he would look for another challenge. I think it'd be an absolutely perfect fit for Manchester United. As Dave rightly says, it would have to take something astronomical to get him out of Tottenham and away from Daniel Levy. And that, of course, is the problem, as we've seen before.
Well, Charlie, how big a figure does it need to be, do you think?
I think it would have to be 150 million, maybe even 200. But Manchester United ultimately can afford it. That they are Manchester United. And look at some of the other signings they've brought in for lots of money. He is one of the best strikers, if not the best number 9 that England's ever had. And of course, there's people would quite rightly say Greaves and Shearer, but he's certainly in the top 3, isn't he? And so he's not going to come cheap, and he could be the difference between United finishing 3rd and winning the title next season.
David, you would investigate the situation with Antonio Conte as well, that you've both been referring to. Do you get any sense that there's any realistic chance that he stays beyond this season?
I think it's extremely likely that he leaves. It's been a really taxing campaign for him on a personal level, with bereavements and his own illness, and also from a sporting perspective with Tottenham's struggles in terms of winning trophies, but they are in contention for the top 4. I guess there's always a glimmer of light until it's fully decided. I think some conversations will begin from early April, and Tottenham are not talking to prospective candidates to replace him yet, although I'm sure they're formulating ideas on what they would do if he does go, because I think that's looking the most probable outcome as things stand. It just hasn't been finalised yet. If he's to stay, there's an option to extend his contract by 12 months. But I think if you're to be realistic, you wouldn't extend Antonio's contract by 12 months. You would look to renegotiate with somebody like him for a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3. And so that makes it maybe a little bit even less realistic. But they'll hope to iron that out. And it might depend largely on how this season finishes with their push for the top 4.